Hey, everybody, it's Dianne Pearce from Current Words Publishing. And if you remember, we're taking a little break from You Wrote It, Now Sell It to talk about some of the books that Current Words Publishing has published over the past year. Today, I want to introduce you to A Witch Awakens by Ellis Elliott. And if we take a look at the back cover here, we can't see clearly because of the vagaries of Zoom. It says, when C.C. Chagall trades New York City for the quiet embrace of her Appalachian hometown, Eureka Grove, she expects a peaceful return to teaching dance and crafting dollhouses. But the town's tranquil facade hides dark secrets, and C.C.'s arrival stirs more than memories. After a beloved local is found murdered, C.C. is drawn into the investigation. Her search for answers uncovers startling truths, not only about the town, but also about her own peculiar gifts. As she delves deeper, a group of enigmatic elder women steeped in the mountain's ancient history step forward to guide her. But their knowledge comes with a warning. Some truths are better left buried. As danger closes in, Cece must decide how far she's willing to go to unravel a mystery that could change everything she thought she knew about her home and herself. So that's what it says on the back cover of A Witch Awakens. So, A Witch Awakens by Ellis Elliott is a cozy mystery. And if you don't know what a cozy mystery is, it definitely usually has murder in it. All good mysteries have a murder, but it's not hard boiled. It's more like the curl up with a cup of tea kind of murder. So if we think of Agatha Christie, who's probably the person we most think of when we think of cozy mysteries, we would tend to think Miss Marple rather than Hercule Poirot, although they were sort of cozy too. But the Miss Marple is the really sort of defines what a cozy mystery is like for decades to come. Cozy mysteries are a little bit different today, a little more emphasis on the cozy than perhaps Miss Marple had, but still they sort of work the same way. So this is A Witch Awakens, and it says an intriguing tale that is sure to delight old-fashioned mystery lovers. Kirkus said that. And this went on a book tour. If you take a look, if you Google A Witch Awakens, you can see that it went on a blog tour. And it did very well. Everybody who got it, read it. They don't have to give any kind of review if they don't want to, but everybody in general liked it and it really was well received. So that's a great thing too. And this book is very close to my heart because Ellis and I worked on it together in some sense. Ellis's idea, Ellis wrote the whole book, nothing like that. But Ellis and I book coached through it. And then I was lucky enough to be her editor as well. So this is a book that is near and dear to my heart. This is put out by Hawkshaw Press, which is another one of our imprints. That's our imprint that focuses on mystery writing. Mystery is my favorite genre to read of all the genres. Maybe magical realism might be in a tie with mystery, but Hawkshaw Press publishes mysteries. And we try to do that at Current Words Publishing. We have imprints for poetry, imprints for mystery, imprints for sci-fi, because we want you to be able to put that little extra bit of information on your book so that readers know what they're getting into ahead of time. So this is a cozy mystery, A Witch Awakens by Ellis Elliott. And I'm just going to read you just the first page and a half or so of the book to give you an idea of what it's like. Ellis did an excellent job imagining this. It's really cool and fun. The first is a preface called Fire Circle. Under a full harvest moon on the gentle slope of hillside behind Aunt Granny Hazel's house, 4 women gathered around a crackling campfire. The old woman seated next to Hazel leaned over and handed her a small bundle of beeswax candles wrapped in sage leaves and pine needles tied together with string. This is for the ceremony, she said, her voice casual. Watch how it burns. That will tell you more than the smoke. In the valley below, the incandescent city lights of the East Tennessee mountain town, Eureka Grove, were like pinpricks in the veil of darkness. Just beyond the valley were dense forest and rugged hills sprinkled only with an occasional house light and home to hidden coves and deep hollows spread under an inked night sky. There was not much to see out there except the shadows of cows, weird and otherworldly, on the hillsides, and spirals of smoke rising from chimneys and campfires. The woman on the other side of Hazel stood facing north into the woods. She held a smoky amber stone in the upturned palm of her hand. What do you have your Cairngorm stone? Why do you have your Cairngorm stone tonight? Hazel asked. This is my offering for Viera, the Caliche of Queen of Winter. In the fall, we are looking forward to the winter season, and I am wishing for the warming air to slow or stop. Her voice was soft and musical. The others nodded in agreement. Hazel's joints popped as she stretched out her legs and picked up a stained sackcloth sachet from the ground behind her. It was tied with red twine and filled with rosemary, a clove of garlic, and a coyote's tooth. She held the bag over the fire by the twine, gently swinging it back and forth 9 times before placing it back on the ground. This is for my Cece, for her protection. She doesn't understand what's happening to her, and I get why she's worried. I felt that same way too once. She's like you in a whole lot of ways, Hazel. She's always been different from the others, came a soothing voice across from her. Hazel chuckled. God bless her soul, then. Hazel turned to spit tobacco on the unsuspecting chipmunk behind her. You know, her peculiars are going to get worse before they get better. We can't do anything about that, but we sure can try to keep her safe. Of course we can, and everything happens in the time it should. It always does. You know that as well as anyone. Have you checked in the book? Not yet, Hazel said. She looked at the 3 women around her, and the silence that held them was comfortable and deep. In the darkness, they listened to the fire speak its languages, different for each of them. Hazel lifted her arm and dropped the tied bundle of candles and herbs into the fire. Their 4 voices then joined in a song meant only for the night forest. We sisters gather in spirit, and the spirit is power. Protect her in her needful hours. The women repeated the lines in unison, their voices projecting and then fading like smoke in the night air. The book doesn't matter so much now anyway. Once Cece finds out, she'll have to learn how to accept it first, and only then can she come to understand it. That's when she'll need you, when she learns her power. That's when she'll be needing all of us, Hazel added, giving the others a sideways glance, before bending over with a groan to tie her unlaced boot. I reckon we'll all just have to wait. Well, you don't have to wait. You can get a copy of this anywhere books are sold and read it for yourself. It is a really fun book. If you enjoyed Practical Magic, you know, that book that is about witchcraft, that was a little more witchy than this book is. This is a little bit lighter than that in terms of the actual power, but it's a lot of fun as Cece starts to figure out what her peculiars are and what's happening. And of course, there's going to be a murder, and Cece is going to try to solve it. There might also be an attractive police officer, a little romance, some puppy dogs. Gotta have some puppy dogs in there, and some nice clothes too, which I enjoy when they all get dressed up for a ball. That's a lot of fun. So take a look, get a copy of A Witch Awakens for yourself, for a friend, for your mom, somebody who enjoys a nice, light, cozy mystery on a nice fall night. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll be back in a couple of weeks to talk about another book.